This is a video of my pro home studio. We'll start off here. We have a Marshall head. I keep different objects in the boxes in order to if I need to get at something, I may keep a cable or tuners, different things in the boxes. I have a shark on the side there. I have a speaker underneath there. It's a very good speaker. That's not dedicated to nothing. The silver speaker on the bottom is dedicated to the radio. That runs off an Onkyo on the other side of the underneath by that stack. Underneath the reel is an Onkyo and a similar speaker, and that's what we run our radio through. We're gonna go this way around the room. That's my Windows 8 computer. If you come and look underneath, I have my Line 6 U2X for doing simple work. Well, I need to use it for one instrument or something. I have in the back here, there's a cinema speaker set, and they're hooked up to the computer if I listen to videos. This is a Behringer control board, and it's also an interface. We have our big screen for that also runs off, right now it's running off Windows 8, but I could run it off the Apple or Windows 8. We're in the process of installing Pro Tools 10, and I have a link to GarageBand up at the moment. But all the files for Windows 10 have been downloaded, and my engineer will come in and finish the job. This is my rack. See, I'm starting from the bottom. I have two patch bays. Then I have a compressor with an equalizer. Then I have an 11. And the 11 is for simulating different pedal boards. On top of that, I have a Moto interface. The Moto interface is capable of 22 tracks. Then I have a power strip to control everything individually, the power on everything individually. And then of course we have the screen. I sit back here. This is my chair. I have a MIDI controller that controls everything on here can be controlled by the MIDI controller. The MIDI controller is here. It's an Apogee 1. And also got a built-in mic for talkback, and it can do unlimited tracks. This MIDI controller here gives me the capability of recording everything. Everything I have on the Apogee 1, except for this, gives me a lot of the ability to take some keyboards. It's a 1-octave keyboard. It's very well made. It's aluminum and wood. It's a Key Lab. And it's Arturo. Very nice unit. I can turn that on, you can see it light up. And this is how it lights up. And it's not completely hooked up yet, but it will be. Coming over here, I have my mouse and my keyboard. I'll be getting a different mouse, but it's working for now. Then I go to here, I have my Yamaha unit. And in my Yamaha unit, I'll be able to burn my CDs and actually mix and make my CD on the Yamaha unit. Not only we have capabilities of mixing through the interfaces and the control center and Windows 10, we also have mixing capability on the Yamaha unit. Again, we come across, we got our control board. On top of the cinema speaker, we'll go two monitors that we have in the back. We haven't opened the box. One will go on top here, and that will be put on the foam padding so that there will be no vibration. This is one of my storage areas. I have everything from headphones to microphones back there. Here I have Sennheiser dynamic microphones. This is the control center, so I'll come around here. This is an antique light box. I keep different things in here. That's an AKG mic, pop filters, all types of connections, and power supplies. Everything that I need to get out fast, and the books to everything are right in here. Flashlight, of course, I need to get out a flashlight. This is actually an antique icebox. So my desk is made up of a desk and an antique icebox. And down in there, you can't see it because there's no lights on, but I got my Apple tower. It's a 16 gigabyte, 1 terabyte, and it's a Lion, and that's what Windows 10 called for. So this is the main control center of the recording studio. I love the big screen, and that's hooked to the Windows 10 at the moment. But it's just a connection to switch it over to the Apple computer, so that's not a problem. And those are CDs for burning. I retired from Ford Motor Company 10 years ago, and I've been retired ever since. Jimi Hendrix is my idol. I have 9 albums for Jimi Hendrix, and I'm going to be getting 2 more. I'm considering 2 more. This is Jimi Hendrix is one of the inspirations for me to play the guitar. I added lighting across the top, and this lighting shoots down the back at the drum set, which we'll see later in the video. This lighting is professional lighting. It's like being on stage when I play. I make my videos, it's like being on stage. I've wrapped the room with album covers. I have 8 more Beatle albums covers and 4 more Hendrix covers because I got a bare spot in there. And we'll be putting bass traps in the corner. As you can see, the wrapping, the bass trap will go there. I wrapped the perimeter of the roof line with album covers for decoration, and I have different decorations throughout. I think your environment needs to be something you really like. Now, starting from the rack this way, that's a Yamaha stack. You can't get that no more. The Yamaha stack, which is the one with the box and the conch shell on top. That is run through if you look underneath here, we have a Kenwood receiver, and that's what I run my JVC turntable through. And I have another Yamaha stack here. If you see the side of one of these, they are very big and very long, and this has a base out through the side. They are very heavy. I have a mirror, and you can see me in the mirror. That's for making sure if I do a performance that I look my best. I have the capability of storage in the chessboard. This is a 125 watt PA, and 125 watt goes to the 2 monitors on the top of the stack. The stack is what we mic our vocals through, and we can mic anything through that. That's all run through Gear 1. Gear 1 has 8 different tracks on it. We can hook 8 mics into that. This controller right here is run through a 2000 watt power head And I'm using 1,000-watt speakers on the bottom that I installed in those cabinets. We have another PA, and that's going through the smaller speakers here. That's not as powerful a PA, but sometimes power isn't everything when you're recording. Then on top of that, we have the ignitor. So we have, at the moment, we have 3 guitar heads. The ignitor, which is a tube head, can be switched from American tubes to British tubes, and it can go from 1 to 20 amps. We have the Marshall over here. That is an electronic one. I do want to get an Ibanez tube screamer head. I'll probably be getting that soon with some money I've been saving. This is a Behringer, a Bulgara. This is 22 amps, and the Bulgara is running through 1 Marshall and 1 limited Marshall. I split the Marshalls and the limited Marshalls through the PAs, as the ignitor is running through a Marshall and a limited Marshall. And then I would mic the limited Marshall cabinet, because it's a much better cabinet. We come around to our bass guitars. This is my Fender bass. It's a 4-string. It's a good guitar. It's a good bass guitar. It's treated me good. And we play that through the Fender 400-watt head. And that has a lot of capabilities on it, including a compressor. And there's a lot of capabilities to this 400-watt bass amp that runs through the Fender Rumble 700-watt cabinet next to it. The Rumble 700-watt was a deal. It was an open box unit that I got for $250. They're normally $350. Then I got myself a Father's Day present. The 6-day bass, the 6-string bass, that was made from 1961 to 75. This is a reissue. While it is a Squire, it is made to the highest standard. It has a tremolo bar. It has 3 pickups. The pickup in the middle is hand wound, and it's a reverse wound pickup with a reverse polarity. It has 3 switches on it, 1 for each pickup, and 1 that turns them all off. It has 2 knobs for tone and volume. It's a very nice guitar. I really, really like it. It's the first guitar I bought in a long time, but I wanted my pro studio to have everything needed here for someone to come in and be able to come in and record whatever they want, whether they have instruments or not. If they're visiting from out of town, they can come here and record and get recording time. We'll come over here. We'll start back in this corner. This is a guitar I'm building. I'm taking my time. I have a couple necks there. This is a mic. And this area I'm going to box out from here across, from about where you see the bone. We're going to put a pocket door in that opens towards the wall, so you'll be able to walk into the room. We'll have to move this 60 reissue, but that'll become the vocal booth. I'll put a small window here so that I can see the people in the booth from where I sit. And with the TalkBack Apogee 1, I'll be able to talk back to them and know what's going on in the booth. And that'll be all dead in here with soundproofing, the corners. This will be 100% soundproof. It's a small area. It probably could hold 2 vocalists, but that'll be made for 1. But we're going to put the capabilities of 2 vocalists there. And you come around. This is my old bass amp. It's a Roland. That's a nice amp. And it has some power, but it's only limited by the capability of how many watts it has. Underneath my ashtray by my coffee, I have a guitar book on chords. I like to always go over my chords. There's a couple of pictures I'll be hanging up there with some albums. These are my canes. I used to have to use a cane. I've since had a hip replacement, and I'm doing much better now, and I don't need the canes to walk anymore, although they are good to have now and then, especially if you're going on a long walk. This is my album collection. I have a large, extensive album collection. The album collection I'm using on Live Me for a radio station that I've started. We're up to 202 followers last I looked. And the radio station is doing well for just a couple days on the air. I have my glasses down. For a couple days on the air, the station is doing real well. Microphone set up with a pop filter. These are dynamic mics. That's a Sennheiser on that particular setup there, and boomed over to my drum set. And if you come across now on the bottom here, we have a tuner. We have a battery-operated amp. We have another tuner. We have a collection of 45s. And that top 45 is a Michael Jackson 45 when he was younger. These 45s I rescued from the trading post on the border of Virginia and North Carolina. Caesar, my friend, allowed me into the attic because they were remodeling. And I saved these albums from sheer destruction. I believe I had a box of them, and some of them turned up missing, but I was lucky to save these. And the top one is Michael Jackson. But it absolutely is Michael Jackson. There you go, Michael Jackson. It's upside down. There is a 45 holder to play them on my JVC. We listened to him yesterday on the radio station. And another tuner. I used a little chalice for keeping stuff in. I have my picks there. We come across, and this is my album collection. And this box here is actually a tube amp. And I'm able to play late at night with the tube amp. And on top of it are shock mounts and my soldering gun and a small tripod stand for the microphone. My spurs that I wear when I'm performing. A box of goods, including my CD cover. This is the cover that I made for my CD. When I produce my CD, it's possible it can change, but that's the Dragon Roll CD. It's a World War I survival knife. And in the black box are parts to my microphones. And in the box above that are my paints, because I like to do artwork. And my wife gave me those paints. They're very nice. I like them. And I do my artwork. Inside the boxes up here, there were all things for using the guitar, a pencil sharpener, a mic stand, and there's different objects in all the boxes. On the end are parts to build my guitars. I build my own guitars. I choose the pieces and I build my own guitars. This is a picture of Max Yasker's house. That's Max Yasker's house at Woodstock. I had the honor of meeting Max Yasker's son, who lives across the field, and he took me into his home and showed me his home and watched my motorcycle while I was at Woodstock. This is a sword. It's a 16th century Viking sword. It's actually from the 16th century. My daughter Kristen read the paperwork on it. She can tell you that it is, in fact, a 16th century sword by the Vikings and was used in battle. It's a very nice sword. I use it as a prop in my videos that I make here in the studio. This is a 45. It's a prop gun. It's a black powder. It's a 44. Excuse me. It's a civil service black powder gun. I use this for props when I'm making different videos. It's good to have props when you're making your videos. We come around here. These are our monitors. We didn't get the best monitors, but we got monitors. And we don't want the best because if they sound good on these, they'll sound good on anything. We don't want to mix on the best monitors you can get. And then all of a sudden it don't sound good because you've mixed on the best. You want to mix on something that's not the best, so that when you play it on something that is the best, it comes out really good. This is our snack for our PA. I got a deal from a friend of mine on these, and I look forward to him coming over and barbecuing this year. This is in the back here. It's hard to see without the light, but I have 2 violins. One is a junior violin and the case back there, and the other is for a Stradivarius. It's a junior jazz Stradivarius. On the bottom here, you have a Yamaha amp. I've connected that to I put connections so that I can connect into cabinets with that. And that is a nice amp for practice. Above it is an Epiphone, and that is an acoustic guitar amp. I have 3 acoustic guitars on the wall in the kitchen, and I have one in my bedroom. That is a 56. I have an Ibanez acoustic, and my Lyle is a has an amp in it, and it's my Lyle has pickups, and that'll be perfect to play on that bass amp. You don't need big amps when you're in a studio, because you'll be making them, and you can record. Now here you have a Johnson. The Johnson is unbelievable sound for that little amp. I don't know how Johnson did it, but it is really something. When I heard that amp play in a pawn shop, I had to have it. And it was only about $50 or less. And below it is a motion picture camera, so that we'll be able to make videos and mic everything we do through professional mics. Again, we have dual stacks for our PA. Our PA is across the way. Coming behind, we have our kit. And this is our drum set. And the drum set is hooked up to loopers. I'm a big person that loves loopers. A drum set and cymbals. And the microphone booms out so I can do my recording. I have my drum seat. And we have that coming through a plug on the wall. It's showing that there is a ground problem in that circuit. There's a red light on. So I'm going to have to take apart that particular outlet and make sure it's wired properly. That's my cymbal. And over here is my bass drum. I keep sticks around, and then again, there is my looper. We'll zoom in on it, the looper. And I have the looper box with all the instructions, but I'll be putting the box away. I've tried the looper out, it works very good. On this mirror, I keep things like, let's see, peg winders and batteries, and I have little files. I have my harmonica. I have a lighter. I have a cloth for wiping on the guitars. Some picks. And I have Allen keys to adjust the height of my pickups. And that I use on a daily basis. You never know what you'll use it for. Keep a flashlight handy whenever you got to get behind somewhere. This is a foot switch. And it is for the Bulgara. The Bulgara is a very good amp for the value. It was only $210. They're asking $230 brand new. And this was a brand new one, and I negotiated the price down to $210. If you negotiate with these companies, they are all more than willing to negotiate. And this foot switch has reverb and channel on it. So coming around here, we'll take another look over here. Here are the pedals. I still use pedals. I like my pedals. I got a stomp box. The stomp box is line 6. That's an M5 stomp box, and I can get some amazing sounds out of that stomp box. There's also with that blue cable with it being hooked into the computer. And my chain I have going now, I run the stomp box to the Black Star to the looper. I like to keep my chain simple so that I don't get buzzing. I have another stomp box next to it. I'll put one stomp box in. If I'm looking for a different sound, I'll switch it out with another stomp box. And they're tube driven, and they sound very good. That's a little out of array. I was using it earlier. It's a little out of array. I usually keep my lines very straight and neat. I'm a neat freak. And you can see I have a power supply. That's the red light on that one. That seems to be a good circuit. There's no problems with the circuit. I need to get some hummers because I do have a hum in my JVC. When I turn it up, it's a quartz lock system, and it's a very good reel-to-reel. Let me move this stick out of the way. It's kind of under this. Well, we're not going to worry about that now. Well, that sits better there like that. And we got a stick for taking videos. That one there broke. The leg broke. It's supposed to be a tripod like that one in the corner. And they refunded every penny on it. When I told them I had a broken leg, and no questions asked, refunded it. If we look down here, I have a Digitech looper. So these are my guitar. This Digitech looper is connected to this monster vacuum tube, and that is I believe it's let's see, it's this vacuum tube overdrive, and I run that through my bass to get extra power and to be able to switch settings on the bass. It's not necessarily made for a bass, but it works very good. And here you'll see I have mics. I use kick boom mics to the smaller ones to mic my cabinets. I have a Marshall and a limited edition Marshall, and we will be getting an Egnator 10-inch speakers. And that'll be the last of the speaker cabinets we get. It's possible we can get some more in the future. But that's a big enough variety for people that come from out of town. We'll be able to use our instruments and record a nice demo or whatever it is they want to record. You're looking at a 60 reissue that I built. It has a shark tuner on the top. This is a 54 reissue that I built. And I like the maple necks. They're 22 fret necks. They're very good necks, and they're licensed by Fender, and they're not cheap, but they come together and make very nice guitars. And I really enjoy playing the maple necks. I never was into the maple necks until I started playing them. And it's like anything, if you don't try it, you don't know what it is. I tried the maple necks, and I love the maple necks, and I love them. It again has a shark tuner on it. This is a Japanese lawsuit guitar that resembles a Gibson. It even has the diamond in the open book headstock. I installed 57 Gibson pickups in this. And this is a semi-hollow body guitar. It sounds absolutely amazing. This guitar is not for sale. I do buy and sell guitars on eBay. But after putting this together and realizing the sound quality I got with the 57 pickups. I decided that was never going to be for sale. On the corner you have a Colby. I possibly will modify this. I know I'm going to change the 5 switching because it sticks a little. It does work, but I can't have anything possibly wrong with any of my guitars. So I'm going to switch out the, and put in a 5 switch, pendant 5 switch. I'm going to put in S1 switching, which will give me 10 tones. And I'll have to find that in gold. I found it in silver. And the pickups in this seem to be very good. It's a Colby. It's a guitar made by guitarists. It's a fine guitar. And the Colby's headstock is a little different. It's possible I can change this to a maple neck and use this neck somewhere else. And put I could take and put a Fender Telecaster maple neck on. Underneath those monitors is headphones. I've got a few pair of headphones. You need headphones in the studio. And that's a good look at the studio. I think I've explained most of what I have here. Inside this box here, I have an array of cables. Most of them are for the microphones in this cabinet. If we come over here, which reminds me, I have a cabinet underneath there, and that cabinet is full of cables for the guitar. And then, of course, I keep different cables around. I have my bass lighting on the ground. When I turn these top lightings on, it's going to be amazing. You can wait and see that when we start recording. I like lighting the backlighting of my amps. I also backlight my drum set. As you can see, this can turn on with just one switch. And that's the way I light my drum sets. And everything comes out very nice. I think I've covered most everything. You know, I keep the icebox. All of these drawers are filled with different items that I need. Cables, you name it. If there's something I need in the studio, it can be found in either one of these drawers or one of these drawers. We got the Behringer underneath. We got the speaker system that goes to the Yankee for the radio. I've got that speaker under the Marshall as an undedicated speaker at the moment. We got my mirror that I make sure I'm looking pretty in. We want to make sure we look decent on stage. And we'll just take one more look around the studio. And we'll pan back. That's the jacket I wear while I'm performing in this area here. And of course my flag. And we come back across. Pan across. We have plenty of room in this area to perform. And that's the area we perform in. We can take the chair out when we perform if we need more room. And this is the guts to my pro recording studio. I do want to get eventually 2 more 4 rack systems, one on each side of the 8 rack system, in order to put the power strip into a rack system. And if I add on any preamps, I can add them to those 2 4 rack systems. And that'll be the most I go on this. But right now, at this moment, the studio is complete. And we're almost ready to do all the tests. We'll be downloading. And as I said, my friend took his time. And he downloaded Windows 10. We have Windows 10 on here. I can get the mouse to work. I don't know if it'll go away on me. There's a Microsoft. But all these folders go to Windows 10. And I'm not going to play too much with this because this is the engineer's job. I have a sound engineer who's been to college. And that's, you can see the Windows 10s. And that's part of the recording studio right there. I'll try to zoom in and get a better look at it. And we have Windows 10, and he'll be completing that system soon. This Aperture one I would recommend to anyone. Mini controller, Windows 8, in case you want to run a second interface. We have a few interfaces and workstations, and everything came out really nice. I'm really satisfied with the way the studio came out. So I'd like to say to you all, I hope you enjoyed this tour. This is the Dragon Den Studios. This has been a Dragon Den production. And I'm Paulie B, the Dragon Master. I'm also known as the Littlest Dragon. And this has been a production of the Dragon Masters and the Dragon Studio. I hope you enjoyed it. So you all have a good one. Take care now. Maybe you'll look me up and see me on Live Me on my radio station. Maybe you'll see this video on YouTube. Well, we do sell studio time. $75 an hour. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I made it for your liking. To the recording studio. Have a nice day. It's been a pleasure making this for you. And I hope that I'll be making many more. Take care now.